Hi guys, my name is Adam McPherson. My good friend Brett McClellan asked me to speak a little bit about my career for you guys, so here goes nothing. I work for a company called Novelis. It was originally Alcan, but we are a flat rolling aluminum company. And right now, Novelis is the leading producer of flat rolled aluminum, and we are also the biggest recycler of aluminum in the whole entire world. So not only do we, produce flat rolled aluminum, but we also take all of our scrap that is made from making these products and we melt them back down to get used again, which I find pretty neat. So right now, I am based in Oswego, New York. It's one of many other plants around the whole world, but right now we are the largest supplier of aluminum in North America, which I find, to be a pretty cool fact. I'm based in a little small town of Oswego, New York, and we produce the majority of aluminum that gets shipped out into the entire United States. So I find that pretty neat. So my job title, I am a mill operator in the hot mill department, which is pretty much like the beginning stage of like where our product starts out from. We're the ones that make the coil. So as a mill operator, actually, I'll get back to that one. So in the hot mill, there's two separate mills. There's a 120-inch mill and a 100-inch mill. The 120-inch mill is a single stand rolling. So we take these big giant ingots and we smush them down into big long sheets, which is a pretty neat process. It's almost like an assembly line. So the big ingot will get squished down into a sheet and then sent down into my mill. So my job is basically to get that sheet through the four stands. Our 100-inch mill is a 4-stand rolling, so it's progression. So the sheet gets thinner and thinner through each stand that it goes through. And once it gets through all the stands, it gets fed up onto a mandrel and the sheet gets rolled into an aluminum coil. And, they're pretty big coils. They can range from 20,000 pounds to 35,000 pounds. So, we make some big ones and we make some small ones. But my job is to get that sheet through the mill without any, serious damage. And, I need to make sure that I'm putting out a good, quality product for the world to use. My job can be very stressful at times, and some days it's very easy. So you need to be able to adapt to change, and you need to handle stressful situations pretty well. For the most part, I think I do a good job, but I have my moments, but who doesn't? Let's see. We'll talk about college. To work out at Novelis, the only thing you need to get in as an operator is your high school diploma or a GED. So, you don't need to go to college to get out there. A little education does help, but that's where BOCES can come into play. Maybe you want to be an electrician or a mechanic. The BOCES is definitely a good thing to have in your back pocket if you ever wanted to get out into like a plant to work at. We're always looking for electricians and mechanics. There's a lot of opportunity out there, and a good thing about my company, and I find this very neat, is that if you want to move up in the company, They will pay for your schooling, so you can not better yourself, but you can excel more and make more money in the company by having a higher job title. And who doesn't like more money? But yeah, it's a pretty neat job. It does get a little hot in the summer, so you just gotta keep your cool and keep chugging along. Make sure you drink lots of water. What else can I say? Okay, so I am a shift worker. So what that means is I work nights and days, and my schedule is cut up into blocks of 3 or 4 days or nights, and I flip-flop back and forth. So I'm not working like a regular 9 to 5 job. I work from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. depending on what schedule I'm on. And I can tell you right now, it's not for everybody. I personally like it. I get the way our shift works is I'm only scheduled for 14 days out of the whole month that I have to work. And there's always built-in overtime. All our Sundays are always overtime, which is really nice. And anything unscheduled that you work is always overtime. And I like to work a lot of overtime, so I spend a lot of time out at work. But what helps with me spending a lot of time out there is I get along with a lot of my coworkers out there, and I think that's a big part of being okay of getting up and going to work every day. I think that a lot of people need to realize that if you go to work and you have fun, it's not work. You got to have good team morale, because one person could bring down the whole ship, and that doesn't make for a fun time at work. So yeah, there's that. Trying to think. Yeah, I guess I could talk about some of the other departments. I spent some time in the shipping department. So basically what we did out there was we would take all the finished products that either came off of our mill, out of the cold mill, or out of cash, and we'd ship them off on trucks into other states. That was a pretty fun job. We got to handle all the finished products and make sure they got out the door. So the cold mill, they are also there's also mills in the cold mill, and they finish our products just a little more, and they make them a little nicer looking to ship out. And then there is the cash department. That department ships out, or they don't ship out, but they completely finish the coil. So once it goes through cash, that is the last process of that coil getting finished, it's actually a pretty neat process out there. And then the last department is remount. So basically what they do is they take all the scrap from my department, the cash department, the cold mill department, and they melt everything back down, and they take all that melted aluminum and they put it in an ingot mold, and it goes right back through our whole system all over again, which I find is pretty neat. We're not being a wasteful company and just leaving scrap all over the place. We reuse it to make more product, and which is pretty neat. So hopefully I hit some good points, and hopefully Brett likes this. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful summer vacation coming up. So thanks for your time, guys, and have a good day.